Okay, looks like I am live. Okay, sweet. All right, let's see. Let's do that. And that. Okay, that's great. Okay. Okay. Hi, everybody. Kevin here again, Freelance Computing, with another live video for you guys. So this one is going to be different. This is actually for a MacBook Air that a client has given to me to have it get fixed. So I'm trying to look at what time. Everyone's probably having dinner or something. So hopefully you guys see this. Hey, there's Frank. Okay, sweet. So if you guys are having dinner, sit back, relax, hang out for a little bit. It's probably not going to be too long. Just basically want to show you guys what the actual problem is and what I'm going to do to basically fix it, and how how I don't like Apple and their business practices, because they're pretty much a pain in my butt. And not just to me, but I mentioned it in my previous videos, that they make it pretty difficult for you to do any type of repairs on your own without either paying an arm and a leg or just even finding the right tools to do it. So same thing. What I'll do is on my YouTube page, I will put the links on the description of the parts that I'm going to be using in order for me to fix this. So yeah. Okay, so let's go ahead and get started. So if you didn't see the thumbnail picture, this is the MacBook Air that I am currently working on in my possession. So what is going on with it? When you plug it in with the power, the unit doesn't turn on at all. So basically what ended up happening was my client had her MacBook Air on, and she stepped out for a little bit, came back, laptop was completely shut off. So she was basically like, okay, what the crap? Why isn't it turning on? So she tried to turn it on, and it's not turning on. And then all of a sudden, she said that she saw little bits of smoke coming out of the bottom of the laptop. So she immediately shut it off and went directly to the campus IT, because she was in school. And then basically said, oh, well, we can't do anything about it. It's pretty much busted. So she, from there, went to the Apple store and spoke to one of the geniuses. They plugged it in and smelt it, and they basically said, yeah, we definitely smell burning. It's probably going to be a ridiculous amount for us to repair it. Hey, Jason, what's up? So basically after that, she talked to me about it, and I basically said, yeah, absolutely. Bring it by. I'll crack open the case and we'll take a look at it. So thankfully it's one of the older MacBooks. Now what I'll do is I'll angle the camera down so you guys can see what is going on when it comes to the repair. Before I do that, then I'll just kind of put everything back together. I kind of took the back cover apart already, and I'll get more into it when it comes to that. So, all right. So let's see. Let's angle this down a smidge. And this webcam is going to be the bane of my existence. All right, here we go. And down, 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 down. Yes. Okay. So I'll try to move it over for the Facebook people. Okay. So this is basically the MacBook Pro. And at first, I've worked on MacBook and MacBook Air. So I've worked on these before, and Apple likes to switch it up. And what I mean by that is basically the screws that were originally used, they were a Torx screw. So it's basically your T4, T5, whatever size that it is. And you could basically just use it to take off these screws. But now what they did was that for the newer ones, this is a 2015 model. Hey, Doug, they ended up changing the screw. So I'm not going to show you guys the screw. It's way too small. But instead of a Torque, it's now called a P, or something. I don't know. But anyways, all right. So this a little bit of advertising. So iFixit. This kit is fantastic. They make it very easy for you to do your repairs. So notice how you have literally almost every possible screw bit in existence. So this is for regular phone repairs, MacBooks, old and newer and newish, whatever, and anything pretty much. You have your standard Phillips and flatheads, and you have your Torx, and then you have your P screws for the MacBook Air that I'm working on, and a whole bunch of other funky ones too. Like this one has like no, hold on, let me show you. See how it has a kind of like a two prongs or something? I don't even know what the hell this is called. But anyways, yes, it has all a bunch of random stuff. And then on the other side, so you have your tray here, and you have all your prying tools and everything like that too. So when you're working on phones and iPads, I actually have an iPad that's coming in with a cracked screen or a cracked digitizer. Hey, buddy. Hey, everyone. This is Maverick. Hey, bud. For those who haven't seen him before, good boy. Yeah, you like being on camera? Hey, look at that. Who's on camera? Is that you? Is that you on camera? Is that you on camera? Look at you. Yeah, good boy. Okay, good boy. Sorry. Anyway, so it has all your tools and everything that you could use for prying out everything. What's up, Vinny? And then, your plastic pry tools and your anti-static wristband, which I already discussed before. You don't really need it, but anyways. It's great. It's a great toolkit. I'll post a link on the description in my YouTube channel if you guys want to purchase one of these. So these are great. So anyways, so the screw bit that I am using is it's a oh shoot. No, come on. All right. Sorry. It's a P5, and that is the exact size for these tiny screws that were here. Maverick, hey, get out of there. That's not for you. It's my bag of chocolate. Hey, get out of here. Hold on, guys. Sorry. Sorry, bud. You gotta stay out. Okay, anyways. So after removing all the screws, just keep in mind that they are different sizes. So as you could see, you have your really, really tiny one, and then you have like a little bit of a longer one. So these two longer ones actually go here in the center. What I like to do is as I'm taking out the screws, if there are a whole bunch of different sizes, I try to map it out in the direction of where I started. I usually start on the lower left corner or the upper left corner, and I will put the screws accordingly. As you can see, my set of screws over here. Actually, I'm going to angle this down just a smidge more. There we go. Oh, don't fail on me. Stay put. Okay. It's kind of, I didn't really organize because they're all the same except for those two, and I know exactly where they go, so I'm not too worried about it. I'll get to this piece later on. But anyways, you take out the screws, and it might get a little bit sticky. You just kind of have to pop it off, and then now the whole entire back part is exposed. Now here comes the fun part. So basically what I did was I left it exposed and I plugged in the power just to see what it would do after I unplugged it. So where it got really weird is I'll plug it into here, and this is the area where I kind of like sniffed around to see if I could smell anything burning, but it's actually all over here on this side. What's up, Tony? Hey, Julie. So basically it definitely is burnt out. So everything that she said holds true when it comes to that. So a couple of things. The first thing she asked me is, oh my God, all my stuff for school is on that MacBook and I can't get it to turn on. And yeah, so she was definitely freaking out. And I was like, listen, I should still be able to get the data off of your MacBook Air. I just need the right tools for it. So, and then I also told her that I should be able to replace the logic board, which I was lucky to find the part so I could actually replace it. So that'll probably be another video where I actually take out all the connections and basically do a logic board swap. I've done them before for MacBook Pros and a whole bunch of different other models. And this doesn't seem too bad. It looks pretty straightforward. You have your set of screws, and then your ribbon cables, and then the main plugs and everything like that. So it should be fairly easy for me to do. And of course, I do use ifixit.com, so it's not just a toolkit that I use, but also their website, and their website is fantastic. Hey, Luis, when it comes to repairing literally everything. What I love about the site is that it's open source, so pretty much when people do repair guides, they submit it, and then some people, they could go through it. They could add a couple of changes if they needed to, pictures, everything like that. And they also have a complete breakdown, which was what people also do too. So you could actually I basically look through it first just to make sure I know what I'm getting myself into. Also, when it comes to labor costs, it gives me an idea of what I would be charging my clients when it comes to the actual repair. So if it's something completely ridiculous and virtually impossible, I'll just tell them straight off the bat, like, I'm sorry, but I can't do this. It's definitely possible, but it's not worth my time and my labor. And I mean, if they really want it fixed, I could definitely do that, but I digress. Okay, so anyways, so what this part is here that I was going to go back to, this is the all the data that's on this. So this is called a SSD NVMe. So N as in Nancy, V as in Violet, M as in Mary, E as in Echo. So this is pretty much her solid state drive that pretty much went right in here. So this has all her data on it. So hopefully the area over here where I smelt the burning, hopefully it only affected just the logic board and the logic board on its own. Hopefully it didn't short out the whole entire thing. So with this, obviously it's not your standard connection, but I do have a caddy or a sled that I use, that I plug this in, and then I plug it into my MacBook Pro, and it loads up like an external hard drive. So I'm going to test it to see if I could still get her data. Now, when it comes to the logic board, best case scenario, I could grab the logic, I could purchase the logic board, swap it out, and if that works, I'll be able to put her hard drive back in it and then just boot it up like normal. I basically looked up the exact part number, which is located right here. You can't really see it on the camera. It's a little bit faded. But generally, you want to look up either the exact model number of the logic board, or on the back of the panel here, it gives you the model number up here. It starts with the letter A. Oh, sorry, Facebook people can't see it. Oh, that's bad shine. Okay, so up here. So all Apple products have their model numbers on the back top or the back bottom of the back panel. It starts with a letter A, and it's followed by a series of 4 numbers. So that one specifically is an A 1466. But Apple likes to do a whole bunch of revisions for their models. So the first time I actually looked it up on eBay, they were giving me logic boards back from 2012. That won't really work with this. So that's why I usually do a cross-reference with the exact model of the logic board. Hey, Sabrina. Then once I get that, order the part, make sure it's working. So what I like about both Amazon and on eBay, you're protected when it comes to the purchase. So if I get it and it's dead on arrival or DOA, I could always tell the seller that, hey, the board's DOA. Can I get a refund, or do you have another one? Same thing with Amazon. They have a protection on it too. Now, normally, I think with eBay, you have 30, 60, or 90 days or something like that. But generally, they give you enough time. So if you install it and it works, and then a week or two later it dies out, you could always tell the guy, like, hey, it worked, but now it doesn't. What can we do? Amazon also has a protection policy, but through them, it's only within like a week or two. But if it's a reseller, every reseller has a different return policy. So before you buy any type of parts, make sure you look into that. Sorry, there's just cat and dog hair in it. That might have cost a short too. Who knows? Anyways, okay, so just wanted to let you guys know what's going on. Oh, and the screw that was holding this one, see, this one used a regular T5. So I was able to get that pretty easily. So, but like I was saying earlier in this video, Apple literally sucks. They try to do everything they can to make it more and more difficult for people like me and other people too, who run businesses when it comes to repairs, to actually do a repair. And I'm just going to move the camera back up to normal. So, and that's the part that kind of upsets me the most when it comes to Apple. Now, don't get me wrong, Apple, they make great products. Like I said, I have a MacBook Pro. I know a lot of people that use iPhones and everything like that, and their hardware is great. But the one thing that one of the few things, but one of the prominent things that I'm upset about is when it comes to actually fixing an iPhone, like compared to PCs. I mean, if something's wrong, they just use a standard Phillips, Phillips screwdriver. You pop the thing out, you grab the part, you buy it online, yada yada yada, and swap it out and whatever. Even with Samsung, I don't want to get into that, but Apple, they're consistently making it harder and harder. I mean, look at the battery. Look at the battery on this thing. Look at this. You think that's easy to replace? And the worst part about it is that underneath these batteries, they use an adhesive. So you literally have to take it out. I mean, they have like this little thing that you pull, kind of like those 3M strips you use on your wall when you put a poster on, but you don't want to damage the paint. So you pull it, and as you're pulling it, the adhesive kind of pulls with it. So these batteries pretty much do the same thing. But it's still a pain in the butt because you can't just swap the battery. You have to buy the adhesive too to make them stick. I mean, you can't just slap the battery in and put the back cover on. What's up, Matt? It'll work, but it won't be right. You know what I mean? I don't know. It just upsets me a lot what Apple is trying to do when it comes to repairing. I mean, and that's just me replacing the whole piece. I mean, other places who actually need the schematics to replace capacitors and everything on the logic boards, like you have to fight tooth and nail for the schematics of the actual logic board, so you know exactly what part to look for and what to replace. And even that's a whole different ordeal too. Like this whole thing. But anyways, I digress. So hopefully the next video that I do on this MacBook Air will be replacing the logic board. And also installing the SSD back, and also the this little card here. I don't know if you can see it right there. That's the wireless card too. So hopefully this didn't get fried either. Usually when you buy parts used online, they only include just a base part. Sometimes they include the fan. Sometimes they include the heatsink. Sometimes they don't give you anything. It's literally just the logic board. So I need to basically take out everything and replace everything, swap everything over. So, hey, Vinny, yeah, you are right. Replacing iPhone batteries aren't too bad, but same thing. They do have that adhesive that you have to pull out. I just like, other brands where you could literally just pop the battery out and throw a new one in. But unfortunately, with everyone going like water resistant and IP68. Everything has to be pretty much glued and sealed together. But I've actually worked on other phones where even the battery's internal, it just takes a couple screws and the battery just pops right out. So I don't know. Every manufacturer is different, so depending on what they want to do. So anyways, okay, so that is it for the video. I should have more coming up at some point in time. So if you guys like what I'm doing, please subscribe to my YouTube page. Go to youtube.com and look up Freelance Computing. You could find it that way. Or you could just click on the link on my Facebook. And then, like I said, also, I will include links to the items that I will be replacing and the items that I'm using. So if you guys are interested in purchasing those items, you are more than welcome to. I did a couple for of course you did, Vinny. That's perfectly fine. That's cool. I have no gripe against that. But anyways, yeah. So this will be the end of my video. So please like, subscribe, Click the little bell on YouTube for your notification. And Jason, you just joined, and I just finished too. But hey, you guys could watch the replay. But anyways, yeah, like, subscribe, notify, and I will see you guys at the next one. All right, thanks. Peace.